Since Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this repair safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. Before you replace the reservoir fill tube in your ice machine, be sure to unplug the power cord or shut off the power supply to the appliance. Shut off the water supply as well. Have an assistant help you to move the appliance away from the wall or cabinet. Using a 1/4-inch socket or nut driver, unthread the screws securing the access cover to the control panel. You can use a putty knife to help pry the cover free. Disconnect the ice bin thermistor wire connector, along with the cutting grid wire connector. Next, unthread the 2 mounting screws, securing the grid to the bracket and liner. With the screws unthreaded, you can slide out the grid. Detach the reservoir fill tube from the circulation pump cover. Use a T20 Torx bit to unthread the front screws, securing the top panel. Use the 1/4-inch socket or nut driver to unthread the rear screws. Now uninstall the water filter. Lift the top panel up and have the assistant support it. Use a T15 Torx bit to unthread the screws to release the filter housing cover. You can now pull the filter housing out. Use a 1/2-inch wrench to depress the retaining ring to detach the reservoir fill tube from the housing. Now fully unthread the lower screws securing the control housing. Loosen the upper screw, and you can pull the old fill tube free. Install the new reservoir fill tube by feeding the straight end behind the evaporator assembly. Secure the fill tube under the control housing. Tighten the upper screw and thread the lower screw. Insert the fill tube into the filter housing port until fully seated, and reposition the filter housing. Realign the housing cover, and secure it with the screws. Reposition the top panel. Reinstall the water filter. Rethread the front and rear screws to secure the top panel. Snap the new fill tube into the notch on the circulation pump cover. Before you reinstall the cutting grid, make sure the right side spacer is intact. Now align the grid on the bracket and liner, then thread the mounting screws. Reconnect the cutting grid wire connector, along with the thermistor wire connector. Reinstall the access cover by aligning the bottom edge first so the ice scoop housing rests on the top of the cover. Secure it with the screws. Move the appliance back into place. Turn the water supply back on. Plug the power cord back in or restore the power supply, and your ice machine should be ready for use.